Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 18 of my modded Factorio playthrough. And just as a side note, unfortunately, I lost the next probably like 15 episodes I already had recorded through a hard drive failure. So the data recovery on that more or less failed. It hasn't completely failed, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get the data anytime soon. And I've already waited, like 2 months to try to get that data back, and I don't want to wait any longer before, continuing this series. So I've decided to recreate the episodes, basically. I'm just going to load previous save files and redo what I did. And it's not going to be exact, obviously, because this game is too complex to do anything exactly the same way twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load the save files and do what I did. And then at the end of that save file, I will load the next one, so any changes won't carry over, and I'll show any differences if there were any differences. So if that doesn't make sense, then hopefully it will in a little bit. So, well, where we left off is we had these two belts of iron and copper, and we needed all these other belts filled right here. I believe we needed 5 more belts. We already have stone, but we needed tin and lead, and I believe like carbon and wood and steel, I think, is what we're looking for. So we need to keep working on stuff. And sorry if my voice is a little off, but I've been sick. I have a nicer microphone, so hopefully it sounds better, but I'm sick, so my voice is worse, so there's that. But, well, kind of the first thing here, I was looking at this coal setup. I think we're going to need to expand it because it's just not quite outputting enough. You see how there's a empty side of the belt here. Part of it is just because this balancer isn't really, the splitter isn't really doing any balancing. But, I think we could max this out. There's no reason why we can't max out the coal. So, let's pick all this up here. Since the shape is going to be a little different, since they're going to be placed in right next to each other, we're going to need to move the belts too. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. As far as where to start this, I kind of don't want to smush it right up here against here, because you see, we need this empty space for these belts for other products coming down, and they're they're kind of right next to these plate casting machines, so I don't want to push it any closer than I have to. So I'm just gonna barely put it out here, just enough to catch all those coal veins. So we can place these down here. Put that extra one on the end. Oops, wrong place. But we need to build a couple more miners here. Not sure exactly how many. Just build a couple and see how they fit. Are there coal right here? There are not. Okay. Just wanted to make sure we'd catch it all by putting something right here. It looks like we will. So while we're crafting, place some of the belts down. How to do it? Probably like this way for now. Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah. Gonna move things around a bit here. How many more miners do we have? Probably not enough. Nope. Almost. Maybe need like another one? It's pretty close. Alright, we can put that there. I think that's all of them. Move this belt up. So right there. Those two will go up and combine. Then they'll combine with this, and then this will be the output, which will go up this way. But put a splitter there, and that should set everything down. So now we just need electricity. Yeah, usually it works pretty well with these if you just put them at the maximum cable length. Seems to be pretty good. Covers them all. And have to kind of connect the sides here. Let's take that out of the way. Put that there. There we go. Machines are fired up. How are we doing on power? Seems pretty good. Is that connected to the network? It's like not moving. Oh, it's because we're done crafting here, making plates. Get the feeling though we're not going to have enough. That's just weird how it's completely steady. It's not jiggling back and forth, but I have a feeling we don't have enough power though. I'll just pick up some more plates and see what happens. I want to make absolutely certain that we have enough. Not completely convinced that we have enough, because we're going to need to build some mining for bombonium and mining for rubite so we can make our tin and lead. That's definitely going to consume too much power, so I kind of want to upgrade our power setup now. Yeah, see, it's pretty close. One thing I did previously was to preemptively mine some ore. I don't think we need to do that anymore, because I was originally thinking I was going to like bootstrap the production of advanced circuits, or the level 2 circuits. I forget what they're called, but the ones with the circuit components in it. We haven't unlocked those yet. They are should be right here. These ones right here, basic electronic boards. They require tin and lead. So one way of making them is just to temporarily mine some of this stuff, and then you can metallurgy. You could just make the lead straight from rubite and the tin straight from bombonium, but you see we only get a 33% efficiency rate with that, which is really terrible. So I think we could go by not doing it this way. We don't need to preemptively mine anymore. It doesn't hurt that we mined it. We'll just stick that in the machines later. So it's just a little bit of moving some machines around. Here, I guess we don't really need this either. So we can... seems like there's a better way to do this. This isn't really any better. No. So let's just do this, I guess. It's gonna be a little weird. And let's place some lights down. I did pick some up. So let's put some lights on the corners here so we can see how we're mining at night. And put some lights along this path. Just so we can see. And we can get rid of this one too. Looks like those machines were out anyway. Put our extras in the junk crate. So we don't need them. Oh, junk crate is full. I'll just put a second wooden for now. Alright, so how to move the power. It's both in the way, and I don't think we have quite enough of it. It's okay, but I think we should upgrade it. Where to put it? Probably right here. Certainly that's where I put it last time, so let's do it again. But my thought process here is if I put it here, that'll be well out of the way of any manufacturing that happens in here, because we're definitely going to have a bit of a chain going here. It's going to be similar to the crushing and the sorting that's happening down here. So at least we're going to need a space this big to stick over here, and that these are right in the way. Also, we want to have room to expand, and this is just, when we first built it, it was sufficient distance away, but now it's a little close, so we need to build it further. So I don't want the power on the factory to be completely shut down, so I'm just going to build all of the parts we need, put half of it over here, and then move it over. So we're going to need, looks like 6 boilers. We can make 6. And 12 steam engines. There we go. And some stone pipes. Looks like 12. And an iron underground if we don't have one. And 5 iron pipes. And it looks like 6 inserters. Let's make those 2. Okay. Now we have this long crafting queue. And these power lines are going to kind of be in the way. So I'm going to move them over here for now. Just to get them out of the way. That way we can pick all of these up. Let's see. I kind of want to place the offshore pump first. Looks like I didn't make one. I don't see it in the crafting queue. So let's make one of those and wait it out. Alright. Seems like this is a good spot to do it. That's a pond. I don't want to put it in a pond because LOL realism. So put it over here. And we need to pipe the water over, but I like to have a space there, just reasons, no specific reason really. And then we need to place trying to think, actually, let's put a pipe here. And then we do our 6 boilers. Place the rest of the pipes. And 1 short, so I used that extra one. I want that one there so we have a place to send the water down for another row of boilers on the bottom. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, space them out a little bit. Put the stone pipes on. Alright, we've got our inserters. That looks pretty good. Now it's just the fuel. And as far as the side for the fuel to come in, I think I want it to come in on this side because if it came in on this side, like if it was up here, and it came in, if we expanded the steam engines over here, it would like get in the way and we'd have to move this. So I want to try to future-proof this a little bit by making it so it's easily expandable. So probably something like this. I think that'll fit. Because yeah, there'll be an engine there and then that, so. Alright. Send this belt down. And keep going. That's far. Is there anything we could do to make this a little less of a cluster? I know I just went up, but how about down? Would down work better? Some of this stuff's going to be in the way, but that's okay. We can make it work. There's always better ways of doing things. And I don't want to take up one of those slots, so there we go. Just make it a little cleaner if possible. There we go. A little less weird. I believe I got rid of some poles, so I'm going to replace those. Anything I can make straight or straighter than it was before is a good deal. Alright, we've got some trees to cut down. I like to cut down any of the trees blocking vision of where the belt would be. Just so I can see what's going on. I guess I could use robots for this, but they're pretty expensive early game. And it's not like it's taking that much time to cut down these trees. Alright, can we meet up with this other one? Out of belts. Alright, let's connect that. And let's see if this works. There's really no reason it shouldn't. Might as well pick up some resources while I'm here. Okay, these machines are out of resources. Why is there only one belt? Or one side of the belt here filled? Seems a little odd. So there's nothing in there. Ah. This is all filled up. Yeah, let's switch these to pick up. There we go. That should start moving shortly. Let's see if we're producing power at our new coal station. Our new steam station here. Oh, yeah, as it turns out, it needs power poles. Those are important. There we go. We're chugging away. Put some lights in here. I guess we could probably put them up top. So lots of power production now. Now, because I'm super finicky about getting the maximum amount of power for my resources, I'm going to disconnect the coal, but leave these steam engines connected so they will consume their onboard steam. Because they're kind of like small chests. Seems like we're not using very much, though. The numbers aren't going down very fast. I bet that'll make the numbers go down faster. Oh, because I still had coal in, that was why. There they go. So you see this one empties first, and that one's going to slowly empty, and then the last one's going to empty. If that's the case, I can plug them back up. They will eventually empty. So are these empty of steam? They are. Yep, and that's it. They're all empty. We can just connect these together and probably disconnect these ones. We don't need the bypass anymore. Got the radar back up. There we go. Should be good. Now let's repeat this for the bottom. Oops, but there needs to be a space. Suck the water in from over there. Out of iron. Probably don't need these things picking up things anymore, since I'm just picking them out of the machines directly. I'm using the machines as chests. I don't need to use those crates. I'll just leave those there. And then put the inserters in for the fuel. Looks good. We've got our new expanded power setup completed. Alright, now this save file should be caught up with the next one because I save about every 30 minutes of in-game play, and that was about 30 minutes. So let's see if there are any differences to how I did things now compared to before. Alright, here is the original save file for the original recordings that were lost. So you can see this is the setup that I did. So I did decide to have them go up instead of down. Yeah, but I did it out of the middle, which made this look a little more elegant than before. So I must have moved those around. Oh, but that's why. What's this? I don't like that. And here's the that power setup. So it looks pretty similar. You can see small differences, like I put the lights in a slightly different spot. But otherwise it looks fairly similar. So this is the save file that I'm going to use moving forward. So it's a little confusing, but I want to show how I did things differently, because the way you saw me do things just now, that's gone. Like, this is the way things are going to be now. Like, before you saw me put the light there. But that was just a reenactment of what I did, so the series could continue, because otherwise you would miss half of the content of what I've done so far. So I decided to reenact the episodes to give you a better idea of things that were done, because I specifically wanted this playthrough to be like a more or less in real time playthrough, not like I've seen other YouTubers do series where they will do changes to the factory, and then at the start of the video they'll say, well, I did this while you weren't watching. I just don't like that. I like the idea of showing everything and explaining why I do things a certain way. So if you're trying to learn, hopefully that would help you figure things out a little easier than just magically seeing something and saying, well, why'd you do things that way? So that's kind of why. So basically I'm going to reenact every save file, and then every new save file I'm going to load that and reenact from there, rather than starting from the beginning and doing the whole thing over, because then there'll be huge changes. Like, the longer I do that, the more the changes will build on themselves, and the factory will become less and less recognizable to how it was before. So that's why I wanted to do things that way. And that's the end of this episode. Sorry about the long delay between this episode and the previous one, but, you know, like I said, I was dealing with those hard drive issues, so going forward, there should be a regular release schedule again, so I look forward to seeing you at the next video.